Judd Zolgad, Jeff Dubay, Judd and Dubay show, Viking Vent Line, at least when we can't have Viking Vent Line, we'd go for hockey today, Dubers. Mm-hmm. So we watched the Packers and Vikings play to a 26-26 tie. Certainly we'll take some phone calls on this game Monday morning at 9 a.m. when we start on 1500 ESPN. All right, the first time these two great organizations have tied since 1978, 10-10 that year. That was the first tie. This was the second. I would say today everybody got exactly what they deserved.
Garbage. We got seconds and third servings of absolute tripe. It was one of the worst football games I think I've ever seen in my life. One of the worst played, one of the worst executed, one of the worst coached games I've ever seen. I mean, you're in the fourth quarter. You got a 2-score lead, and you are gashing a terrible defense with the running game. You're just killing them. You give it to Gerhardt, you give it to Peterson. It doesn't matter. Right up the gut, gashing them to the point where you know you can run out the clock. I mean, you got a 2-score lead. So this is when you decide to incorporate the deep ball to Cordero Patterson. Yes, we've been asking for more Cordero Patterson all year. We've been asking for you to open up the offense all year long. But there is a time and place for everything. Do it in the first half. You don't do it in the fourth quarter. You don't call a low percentage play.
The same play call as Dallas, which they were criticized for.
Yeah, you don't call a low percentage play to a raw receiver who you don't believe can catch the ball well enough to throw it to him in the first half, but now you believe you can catch it well enough to throw him a deep ball in the fourth quarter. That's a low percentage play. As a coach, you've got to know what a low percentage play that is. You've got to know that you're gashing him with the run, and if you stick with it, you can't lose. If you just stick with the run, you can't lose. Just another example of why Bill Musgrave is the league's worst offensive coordinator. Should be fired on the flight home. Won't be, but has no right to have a job in this league. He is a joke.
Should have been fired after the Giants game when Josh Freeman threw 53 passes.
He's
he should have been fired.
Terrible coach.
But this was, you know what? This might have been the perfect game for Vikings fans because you get the tie with Green Bay. It's not a loss, but it's not a win. So you're still doing just fine when it comes to the draft pick. And the other thing is, you know what? They will keep wanting to see Christian Ponder, right?
Yeah.
And today we saw Christian Ponder play. And statistically, he played pretty well.
He was okay.
But here's the thing with Ponder. This is him. Against a mediocre to a bad defense, he can do what he did today.
Sure.
But keep in mind, if you're ever evaluating Christian Ponder, what we saw last week against Seattle, that's who you want him to look really good against. Mm-hmm. He's incapable of doing it. You got a tie today, but you also saw, once again, why the quarterback doesn't work. I'd say the coaching staff doesn't work. This is why changes need to be made. A win might have brought you that sort of false sense of security. Yeah. A tie doesn't bring you. This felt like a loss, first of all, because you're up big.
Right.
And second of all, while things weren't terrible, you also saw enough to say to yourself again, okay, this is why this isn't working.
On the defensive side of the ball, though, do we find out that we maybe do have a cornerback that we can rely on in the future and a middle linebacker that might be a little bit better than the guy who we've been throwing out there?
Adi Cole today played middle linebacker. Aaron Henderson away for the team for personal reasons. Yes, Adi Cole I thought he played well, and he certainly didn't make enough mistakes where you ever said, boy, he's screwing up.
Yep.
Xavier Rhodes got hurt again today, tried to come back, and once again, like the last time this happened, it couldn't stay in the game. But Xavier Rhodes looked good. There is no reason why Xavier Rhodes shouldn't have been starting all season long. There's just all this little stuff you look at, and you say to yourself, why aren't these guys playing, or what are you doing? We saw it again. Here's the other thing. Today, Toby Gerhardt showed why. And I tweeted this early on. I know Peterson had a nice day, okay? But he's got a groin injury. They finally incorporate Toby in the second half. And you know what? Both of them can play. You've got a really good backup running back you're not using while your main running back has a groin injury. This is once again why guys like Musgrave just don't get it.
Yeah.
Get creative, incorporate guys, do it at the right time. It's just like they always manage to screw things up, and it happened again.
Yeah.
I thought at least.
I mean, Gerhardt is a guy, we've talked about this before. I mean, an 1,800-yard rusher as a senior at Stanford, second place in the Heisman voting, and he's been in the league for 3 years, and he's had minimal carries. We're talking about some fresh legs. He's going to hit he's going to hit free agency this year, and someone's going to get themselves a 1,000-yard rusher. I have no doubt about that. A 20-carry a game, 1,000-yard rusher, reliable.
Starting running back.
Yeah, absolutely. The guy he's a legitimate NFL halfback / tailback. He's the kind of guy you can give it to and just ride him. And you saw it today. Again, they were gashing a bad defense, and I mean that's not going to go unnoticed.
And they were up big on a bad defense too. They were up big.
All you do is stick with that run, and you would have been fine. You would have been able to get some first downs and keep them from eliminating a 2-score deficit. Ridiculous.
I don't think the relationship's going to end after this season, but I do think it's safe to say right now that for this year, at least, things have not worked out for the Vikings and Greg Jennings. Drops another pass today.
Huge.
That's a huge pass.
Huge third down in overtime.
Ponder made some nice throws today that were dropped. Jerry is right, but that Greg Jennings one. Greg Jennings, come on. You're a veteran receiver. You're back in Green Bay. You've got to catch that football.
Inexcusable. Yeah, inexcusable. And most importantly, how good does my haircut look? Not only did I do this myself.
I went with my hat.
Not only did I do this myself, but I did it with one broken arm. This arm is still broken. Hat for me? This arm is still broken.
North Star hat.
All right, so this is a one-handed.
This
is a one-handed self.
Who's nice enough to produce this for us. I'm about to trump.
I got the sniffles, by the way. I got the sniffles again, everybody.
I'm about to trump you. I'm about to trump you. Watch
I got
this.
The sniffles.
Watch this. That's right, North Stars. And I'm not.
That's such a D-bag hat, though.
Yeah,
That's such a D-bag hat. It's
number one. Don't say what you're really thinking, because that'll get you in trouble. Number two, this is North Stars throwback, and I'm not too proud to wear it. The earmuffs things are great.
Yes,
this is so comfortable.
You look like Pippi Longstocking. It is really obnoxious.
You know what I look like? I look like a man right now.
Very
secure in himself.
The video's getting too long.
I got the beard. I got the hat on. I am secure in who I am.
Yeah, but you might want to rethink that. Let's go.
All right, we're done. Judd and Dubay is the show. We are on 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. weekdays, 1500 ESPN. We also occasionally do videos for 1500ESPN.com.
We do.
We just did one.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.